Hi, this is John of Trish and John's Gardening Channel. Today is February 8th, 2016. This is our first video of the 2016 growing season. As you can see, it is snowing out. We're supposed to get about 5 to 10 inches of snow today. But we are going to be planting some seeds today. We're going to be planting our pepper seeds and our eggplant seeds. This is the first year that I've tried growing eggplants in the house. In past years, I typically bought them from a nursery, but we're going to go ahead and try to plant the eggplants from seed this year. So let me take you inside, get everything set up, and we'll show you exactly what we're going to do. Okay, so here we are in the house. We've got our seed starting set up. And the first thing we want to show you is the fact that we use a heating mat below the seed starting trays. These pads make a huge difference in your propagation rate. Your success rate of growing your seeds will go way up. If you don't already use heating pads, I suggest that you go out and invest in some. You know, the fact that today we're planting peppers and eggplant, which are really, hot weather crops, you really need some source of a heat to get these things kick-started and off and running. And without it, in the past, I haven't had much luck, so it was well worth the money spent. So what I do here also, just to show you, below the heating pads, I typically put a layer of tin foil. Use that as kind of a vapor barrier, but also to try and irradiate the heat upwards and towards the plants. And on top of that, I've also gone ahead and added a couple layers of insulation. This is 1 inch thick insulation. I believe I got this at Lowe's. Real cheap. I know it's like $10. Just cut it to size. And again, what that does is it keeps the heating pad off of your the surface that you're going to be placing this on. And it just helps, again, to irradiate the heat upwards and keep your seeds as warm as possible. So let me show you. I've got enough room here. In this setup, we've got enough for 4 10 by 20 trays side by side. And what I did this year, haven't done this in past years, I went ahead and bought a couple of these 10 by 10 trays. I cut some holes there, as you can see. And I think this is going to help with water, watering the plants and managing the amount of water that I give these plants. I can go ahead and fill the bottom tray and kind of meter the water. So I think that's going to be a good plus for this year's seed starting. Now, real quick, go through the seeds that we're starting today. You've got a couple eggplants there. As you can see, the hybrid Italian Nadia, Johnny Sluck seeds. Then we get into our peppers, Johnny Sluck seeds, and the final 3 here, I got those from Baker Creek Seed Company. All of those are new to us. We haven't planted these before, so should be an interesting year. Let's go through. I've already planted these. I want to show you real quick, what we've done here. I plant 3 of each type. I typically like to grow 3 plants in our garden. Given our garden size, we're not able to plant much more than that, but 3 of each seems to be good for what we're doing. So let me change the shot here and I'll show you exactly how we plant these things. Okay, the first thing we want to show you today is the fact that we use these 3-inch net pots for starting all of our seeds. These pots are typically used in hydroponic setups. We use them because we like these openings. They actually promote air pruning of the roots, which creates a much better root ball, much stronger root ball, and you don't get root bound, which in my opinion slows down the plant, once you transplant it and have to break up their root ball. It's really not beneficial. So by creating a really strong, full root system early on in the plant's life, you really benefit from that, and your plants get a really good jump start on the season. So I've got some older videos and some newer videos coming up this year that we get a little bit of more detail into these pots. But again, I just wanted to show you that. Number 2, we put some coffee filters. We just cut these out. Use the bottom to trace a circle, and we put the coffee filter on the bottom. That just helps to keep some of the dirt from coming directly out the bottom. Now, obviously, we've got openings in the side, so you might be saying, well, doesn't the dirt come out the sides? It does to some degree, especially when you first plant them. But as you water them and as the dirt sets up, it really stops. It's amazing. It doesn't really come out of the sides. And we'll do the 3-inch net pots, and then we'll up pop these to 5-inch net pots, probably in about 4 weeks, maybe 5 weeks, we'll be up potting these into larger pots. Now, another thing I wanted to show you, when I plant my seeds, I do not fill the pot all the way. Very important. I only go about halfway. That's all you need for starting your seeds. The reason why I do that, as the plant grows and as the stem gets taller, I'm going to start backfilling. So I'm going to bury the bottom of the plant, just up to the cotyledons. In some cases, like tomatoes, you just keep burying them as much as you can. For peppers and eggplants, I'm going to be a little bit more, I'm going to back off on that. I'm not going to bury the stems as much as I typically would, like I said, tomatoes, but definitely beneficial, and so I suggest that you do that. Again, as the plant grows, we'll be showing this in other videos, but as the plant grows, I backfill this dirt and kind of follow the plant up as it gets taller. But I just wanted to mention that today. That's why if you see these pots and you're wondering, why didn't I fill them up? That's exactly why I did not do that. So let me grab the camera here, and I just want to take you through exactly what we do to plant these things. Okay, so what I wanted to show you here is actually how I pick my seeds. I take the entire seed packet of a particular variety and I'll put it into a bowl such as this. I use a white bowl for contrast. I'll dump the entire seed packet and I'll spread it out. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to pick the best of the seeds that are in that pack. You can see here, I'm only planting 9 seeds per variety, and I want to pick the 9 best seeds possible. I want to give myself the best chance for successful propagation. Also, the larger, healthier seeds should lead to larger, healthier plants, larger, healthier fruit. So, much better doing it this way, in my opinion, than just trying to pick off, the first 9 seeds that happen to come out of that seed packet. In this way, I'm able to pick and choose and get the best of the best. I'll take the remainder of these seeds and put them back in the seed packet and use them later on, or most often I'll go ahead and give those seeds away to family and friends. So a good way to kind of get the best of the best and give yourself the best chance at getting healthy plants and seeds that are successful in starting. Okay, so what I do here, I put 3 seeds per pot. Again, this is a 3-inch net pot. I think that one's a good shot at the pattern that I do. I do a triangular pattern, and again, 1/4 inch deep. Some people put 4 seeds per pot, perfectly fine. I like 3, just it seems to be enough, and that seems to work for me. And again, I only really need 1 of these seeds to come up. 1 of the 3 at the end of the day. I'm only going to keep 1 of the 3 in per pot. I'm going to end up with 1 plant per pot. Even if all 3 of these happen to come up, I will go ahead and trim back 2 of the 3. I'll keep the strongest of the 3, and I'll cut back eventually the other 2 or 1, depending on how many actually come up. But again, I'm only looking for 1, or hoping for 1 good, healthy plant per pot. And this gives me my best chance. So, let me go back over here one last time. So, that's it. Now, the next thing I'll do is, I didn't cover them yet. I'll be covering them in a few minutes. I just wanted to, for the purpose of this video, I just wanted to show you that, what the seeds look like. I typically come back in here over the next several days. I uncover them. As you can see, I do have the Jiffy cover. I will be covering these right after this video and continuing to spray these. I'll saturate the soil. You don't want to overwater. That's one thing. I think that's one of the biggest mistakes people do is overwatering these plants. You want to keep them moist, and they need to be damp at all times. You don't want them to dry out, but you don't want them sopping wet. Later on in the life of these plants, I will be bottom watering. I tend to like to bottom water rather than watering from the top. I'll fill up the 10 by 10 tray below this, or the 10 by 20 tray, with water. I'll allow the water to seep up to the top of the plant until it's nice and saturated, and then I will pour off the excess water. So, I'll continue to water it like this over the next several days. This will probably take a week or so, maybe a week and a half to start coming up. But that's about it. Now, again, I'm going to be covering these after the video with the Jiffy cover to keep it, humid and keep the water and the moisture inside. Also, I'm going to be turning off the, these lights. I have my T5 light set up here. I've got it on for this video, but, for the next several days, these will be in the dark. And then when I see evidence of, seeds starting to come up, I will then take this light and plop it down as close to the, as close to these pots as possible, within 2, maybe 3 inches. And that will help with the plants not getting leggy. But we'll get into that later in the season as these things start coming up. But again, that's about it for today. Again, that's my seed starting setup. I'll be doing this with tomatoes. I do the peppers and the eggplant early in the season. Later on, I'd probably more towards the 1st of spring, March 21st. That's when I start doing my tomatoes in the house as well. And I've got a bunch of different ones, and we'll be showing you that as well. So that's about it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked the video, please like us on YouTube or Google+. And again, we hope to be bringing you more videos throughout the season. We had a bunch last season for 2015. If you haven't done so already, you can go ahead and check those out. And this is our first video, again, like I said, for 2016. And we're excited about this season. We got a lot of different varieties, peppers, eggplants, and also tomatoes. We kind of outdid ourselves in the number of varieties. So really excited about this season, and hope to talk to you guys soon enough. And that's it for today. Have a really good day, and be talking to you soon. Thanks.